Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, Advice to Think Twice. My name is Monica and I'm here with your daily advice for April 10th, 2017. Welcome back to everyone who's been here before. Welcome to everyone who's new to my channel. This is a general reading looking at the energies that surround us at this time and what we need to know about these energies in order to use them for our highest good. It is a reading for anyone and everyone watching. And since we are looking at energies, these will manifest in different ways for different people. So try and keep an open mind and take away the message of the reading and then apply it to your own situation if you feel that it speaks to that, if you feel that it makes sense to what you may be experiencing at this time, whether it's with your work or love life or whatever the case may be. So let's have a look at these energies for us. It does look like today we can really resolve some situations that have to do with fear. Okay, whatever has been holding us back, it may turn out to be fear, and we do have the opportunity to face our fears today and overcome a great deal of them by going within. First of all, facing the fear, going within, and then sending that area within ourselves that is responsible for fearing a certain situation, and then resolving that area, or healing that area I should say, with love and light and compassion. So the first card that we have representing the influence of the past on our current situation, we do have the Judgment card, and this is a major arcana card. The Judgment card is awakening, revelation, epiphany, spiritual awakening. It is seeing the light or hearing the calling with this kind of energy here. So it does talk about a time in our lives, and this could be recent or going further back, when we became aware of what was going on, what the issue was, what we could do about it, what's been actually, holding us back. We were able to see through a situation, see to the bottom of things, to see the truth of a situation with the energy of the Judgment card. And it is an energy of freedom and liberation within itself, because it does talk about, once we are aware of what the issue is in a situation, we can address it and therefore resolve that situation, so be free from it. With the Judgment card, it does also talk about things coming from the past, things, people, situations coming back from the past to be addressed and resolved. That's exactly what the Judgment card is. Second chances, clean slates, trying again, healing a situation and starting fresh, that sort of energy. And Mercury is retrograde now, so it would make sense that we start to see these kinds of situations pop up. Our energy for today, we do have the Ten of Wands. And the Ten of Wands can represent all the fears that we've been hiding behind, all the fears that maybe we've been avoiding or subconsciously avoiding, where we didn't even know that it was just fear holding us back, or we didn't even know that that was our attitude with this kind of energy. And it's also an energy where we carry things with us to the point where they start to block our view, to the point where whatever awakening we may have had, we're kind of starting to lose focus. We're starting to lose our way from that truth because of things we keep carrying with us that maybe we should have let go of, or various reasons and or excuses that we come up with, consciously or subconsciously. Once again, we may not be aware that we're doing this, as to why we shouldn't do something, or why we should continue in a situation that is burdening us, okay, with this Ten of Wands. And the message is to put down those wands and look at them one at a time. Does this belong to me, or doesn't it? Am I doing this for myself because it makes me happy, or am I doing this because someone's pressuring me to do this or guilting me into doing this? Am I really helping someone, or am I just enabling a situation and avoiding having that clarifying conversation? Is this situation really good for me, or maybe I'm afraid to speak up for myself because I don't know where that will lead? It can also represent fear of new beginnings, or a fear of a new approach, or a fear of a new way of being, because it's easier to hold on to the past because it's what we know It is what is familiar to us. Whether it's good or bad doesn't really matter. It's what is familiar, and therefore there's a certain comfort that comes from holding on to the past. However, that is also a fear in itself, a fear of the unknown. And that's a natural thing, so we shouldn't beat ourselves up about it. But honestly, the best way to deal with this is, and I'm not saying this is easy, but the best way to deal with this kind of fear is to stop avoiding it, face it, take it for what it is, and then just, I don't know, it depends on the fear, but come up with a plan to fix it, come up with plan B in that situation. Just thinking about it, processing it to see, is this a real fear? Or is this something that, I've been carrying around since childhood and building it up in my head, but actually things are not that bad. It's where you, let's say, move to a new community and you're afraid that you're not going to fit in, or you're afraid that you're just not going to get along with your neighbors, or you're afraid that you're not going to like the new community, and so on and so forth. At the end of the day, the only way we can know what things are truly like and what people are truly like in the new community is to go to the new community and embrace it, and just being open to getting to know our surroundings, getting to know the people around us, with calm, with a peaceful energy and a peaceful attitude, where we take things for what they are and then we come up with a way to deal with them. But if we avoid that, if we try to hide away from facing our fears, we just become burdened, and it may start to affect our health. Absolutely. And it can be our physical health, it can be our mental health, it can be our emotional health. It does create an imbalance and a blockage in the flow of energy in our lives. And the energy that we're moving into tomorrow with, we do have the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is unconditional love, acceptance, open mind, open heart. It is compassion, patience. And so this is how we can move forward in a healthy way to address our fears, to resolve our fears, to be free from our fears. It does have to come from within, with love and compassion for ourselves, supporting ourselves first of all through whatever changes are going on that are making us uncomfortable, saying you can do this, you can make it work, whatever happens, you can do something about it. You can turn things around so that you're happy, so that they're comfortable. And if we do have that kind of attitude towards ourselves, just that kind of faith in ourselves, and faith that, we are on the right track and we can do whatever we need to, and we can make the best of any situation, then we find that we are free from fear. We are embracing things. We are welcoming new people, new situations, new circumstances, new opportunities in our lives, welcoming them in our lives with an open heart, with an open mind, and the peace of mind that whatever is going on, we can find a way to make it work for us. And that's how we move forward with peace of mind, with a calm energy, and a hopeful energy as well, where we can be optimistic about the future as opposed to fearing the unknown. And our guidance card is fear. The number is 48. So that is a 12, and it has to do with, because it adds up to a 3, so it does have to do with moving forward, with new situations, new circumstances. It can represent growth and expansion. It can represent the point where we've outgrown a situation, we've done everything that we could there, taken as much as we could out of it, and it's just time to move on. But the fear is holding us back from actually going through with that fresh start, with that new beginning, with that natural transition from one thing that is ending to something new and better that naturally comes next. It can also represent a fear of achievement, because it's almost like, okay, well, if I get to this goal, that's going to be great, but what do I do then? Okay, like we want to buy a house and we want to move to a new place. And we start, first of all, we go through the excuses. Oh yeah, we don't have money and we don't have that and we don't have that. And then we start to think, well, if only I saved enough money, I bet, that could go well. But we're still not comfortable or at peace with the thought of moving in our hearts. And so we get to the point where we're saving money and we're almost there. And then we suddenly realize, hold on, if I keep going at this rate, I'm going to have enough money to move, and I'm actually going to have to move. So what do I do there? Is that really what I want? And that's where we start second guessing ourselves and kind of backpedaling. So it can be a fear of achievement in a way, because what comes next? Okay, so it all goes down to fear of the unknown. Because new things, change is change. I always say change is change, but it's how we react to it that makes it good or bad. So why not embrace it and try to see the positives and try to see the opportunities, and then move forward and embrace the change with optimism, with confidence, with excitement, as opposed to fearing the change, trying to avoid the change, trying to run away from the change, and just creating a lot of anxiety, fear, and self-fulfilling prophecies with that kind of attitude. So the fear card here, it does ask us to, once again, address our fears and the reasons that cause anxiety, and try to take emotion out of it, because we may build things up in our heads and we may not even know that. So just trying to look at things for what they are, and then coming up with plan B, coming up with a way to resolve whatever that situation. If it were to happen, what would I do about it? And then as soon as we have that plan B, somehow it doesn't feel so bad. It doesn't feel so overwhelming or a reason to panic, because it's almost like, well, if that happened, I know what I would do about it, so I don't have to fear it. It's not the unknown anymore. I've thought things through, and that's how we overcome fear and are able to embrace new opportunities that are a blessing and that are divinely guided and that we have earned, that we do deserve in our lives. And it does come from addressing the situation, going within, doing some soul searching with the Queen of Cups, in healing whatever area within ourselves is creating that fear, healing it with love, compassion, and patience for ourselves. So that is our message for today. They're pointing out to me, and by they I mean my guides, that this should be a stream, but all these rocks are kind of blocking the flow of water, and it's the same kind of metaphor that they're talking about in terms of what fear does to us. It just creates more blockages and more blockages and more blockages, and it kind of blocks the flow of abundance of all kinds in our lives. And as soon as we start looking at each of these stones one by one, picking them up, looking at them, seeing that there's no reason to fear it, and then putting it to the side, that flow will resume, okay? And we will remove the blockages and be able to embrace opportunities for abundance and prosperity that have been trying to manifest in our lives, but our minds have been blocking them. Okay, so that's our message for today. I'm hoping that it makes sense and that it helps. Thank you so much for joining me, and I have been working on tutorials, just to let you know, just give you a heads up, and I will start to post them hopefully this week, and I'm excited about that. I'm looking forward to seeing how they are received and what you think, and if they're helpful, and so on and so forth, because I hope that they are. I hope they turn out to be helpful. Yeah, for the time being, you still have bi-weekly readings covering this week, the week of the 10th, for work and finances, for general and psychic messages, and you still have the monthlies if you want to check those out. So that should keep you busy for a little while before I can get started on the rest of the month, the second half of the month, and then the month of May. But thank you again for joining me and for all your support. I do appreciate it. Let's have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you again very soon. Take care.